Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something truly difficult? I'm not talking about staying up late to finish a task you procrastinated. I'm not talking about showing up to work tired or doing your laundry when you didn't feel like it. I mean something that hurt, that challenged you deeply, that scared you, that made your heart race, your mind scream, and your hands shake. When was the last time you willingly walked straight into something hard and said, "This will change me"? Chances are, it's been a while, and you're not alone, because we've built a world where the easy path isn't just available. It's sold to us like medicine. Take this shortcut. Hack your life. 5 minutes to a new you. Everything is built around avoiding the hard road. And look what it's done to us. We scroll for hours. We avoid hard conversations. We drown ourselves in entertainment. We fear rejection. We avoid failure like it's poison. And deep down, we feel stuck. We feel empty. It's strange, isn't it? We have more comfort than any generation before us. And yet we're anxious. We're lost. We're disconnected. We're angry. And we don't know why. But maybe comfort is the enemy. Maybe the very thing we chase is the thing keeping us weak. Maybe life isn't supposed to be easy. Maybe that quiet voice inside you that whispers, "You're made for more," isn't asking for peace or praise. It's begging you to walk toward the fire. The truth? Most people will live their entire lives avoiding pain, never realizing that everything beautiful, everything powerful, everything worthwhile is born from it. Hard things are where you meet yourself. No filter, no mask, no fake confidence, no approval needed. Hard things strip you down. They pull out the version of you that's been hiding behind comfort. That version? That's the real you. Not the one that scrolls and escapes and hides. Not the one pretending to have it all figured out. Not the one who plays small because they're scared of judgment. The real you shows up when your back is against the wall, when quitting feels easier, when no one's watching, when the odds are against you, and you still rise. Because hard things don't just challenge you, they reveal you. That's the beauty of it. You want confidence? Do hard things. You want peace of mind? Do hard things. You want purpose? Do hard things. You want to stop hating yourself for being stuck? Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start with what scares you. We keep thinking that confidence comes first, then action. But it's the other way around. You act, despite the fear, and confidence catches up. You don't need easy, you need worth it. Let me tell you what you already know. Life is not going to get easier. It doesn't matter how many hacks you follow, how much you meditate, how many motivational videos you watch. Life will hit you. Your body will age. People you love will die. Things you worked for will crumble. You'll get betrayed. You'll fail. No amount of comfort will protect you from that, but doing hard things will prepare you for it. Hard things build emotional armor, not to make you numb, but to make you resilient. You don't need a soft life. You need a strong spine. You don't need everyone to like you. You need the courage to walk alone. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move while shaking. Because the moment you start choosing the hard path, even in the smallest ways, you stop being a victim of life and start becoming the creator of it. Why you're tired? All the time. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're not doing what matters. Your soul wasn't built for passive consumption. It wasn't designed to float through a life of comfort and avoidance. It was built to climb, to suffer, to bleed, to endure, to overcome, to create, to protect, to build something with your bare hands and say, I made this, I survived this, I earned this. That's why easy never satisfies. That's why every comfort you chase eventually turns sour. It's not real peace. It's a sedative. True peace comes after battle. True rest is earned. One hard thing can change your life. Don't underestimate it. One moment of courage can shatter years of fear. One act of discipline can rebuild your identity. One decision to do the hard thing can wake up the warrior that's been sleeping in you. That version of you. They're not dead. They're buried, under excuses, under comfort, under fear, under I'm too tired, under I'll start tomorrow. You don't need a new plan. You don't need better motivation. You need to pick one thing that scares you, challenges you, demands effort, and do it. Even if you fail. Especially if you fail. Because failure is proof you're alive. Proof you tried. Proof you left the crowd of cowards behind and stepped into the arena. What if you're supposed to struggle? What if you were never meant to find balance? What if the secret isn't in doing less, but in doing what matters? What if the pain has a purpose? Every great story you've ever admired started with suffering. Every powerful person you respect was once a weak person who made a decision. I will not run anymore. You don't become strong by escaping. You become strong by choosing the mountain. Every day. Even when it breaks you. Especially when it breaks you. Because that's where the gold is. Not in comfort. Not in ease. But in the broken pieces you gather and rebuild with your own hands. That's the beginning. That's where we start. You've been told to seek balance, to not push yourself too hard, to make life easy, comfortable, manageable. But let's ask the question nobody wants to ask. What if comfort is keeping you average? Because here's the truth. Most people will never face reality. They'll tiptoe around it their entire lives. They'll live behind screens, behind fake smiles, behind jobs they hate, and pretend they're fine. But deep down, they know they're hiding. From truth, from effort, from becoming who they're capable of being. So let's rip the comfort blanket off. Let's stare straight into the truths most people are too scared to admit. Truth number 1. No one is coming to save you. You think you're waiting on clarity, on the right opportunity, on the right mood, the perfect timing, a better environment. You're waiting to be rescued. You want someone to hand you the motivation, to notice your pain, to lift you out of your pit and say, it's okay, you can rest. I've got you now. But no one's coming. Not your boss, not your parents, not your friends, not your partner. And the moment you accept that, the moment you really stop waiting, something changes. You stop being a passive character in your own life. You start writing the damn script yourself. You stop hoping the pain goes away, and you decide to walk through it. Truth number 2. You will die. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But your time is running out. Every second you spend scrolling mindlessly, every excuse you make, every day you sleepwalk through life, it's not coming back. We treat life like a rehearsal. Like we'll wake up one day, ready, clear, full of purpose. But that day never comes unless you make it come. Because death is coming, whether you're ready or not. And when it does, will you be proud of how you lived? Or will you beg for one more chance, not to do more easy things, but to do the hard things you avoided your whole life? Truth number 3. Discipline is more powerful than motivation. You will not always feel like showing up. You will not always feel inspired. In fact, most days, you'll feel the opposite. You'll feel tired. You'll feel behind. You'll feel like it's pointless. You'll feel like no one notices your effort. But you show up anyway, because that's what separates winners from the rest. Not talent, not luck, not a perfect routine. Just showing up when it's hardest, when it's boring, when no one claps, when no one sees. That's when character is forged. The ones who get far aren't the most passionate. They're the most relentless. Truth number 4. Your mind is lying to you. It says, you're too tired. You're not ready. It won't matter. You'll fail anyway. It wants safety. It wants to protect you from risk, embarrassment, effort. But if you only listen to your mind, you'll live in a mental cage your entire life. You'll talk yourself out of your potential. You'll shrink every time life gets loud. You'll settle into comfort and call it acceptance. You'll call yourself peaceful when you're just numb. The mind is not the enemy, but it's not the master either. You are. And every time you do something hard, every time you go against that voice that says, give up, you reclaim a piece of your power. Truth number 5. Peace is not found in ease. It's found in struggle overcome. Think back to the most peaceful moments of your life. Was it lying on the couch doing nothing? Or was it that quiet moment after you conquered something difficult? That breath you take after finishing a hard workout? That silence after delivering something you poured your soul into? That feeling of sitting in your own sweat and pain, knowing you earned this moment? That's real peace. Not the peace of escape, but the peace of earned rest. There's a reason you feel more alive in discomfort than in comfort. Because deep down, you know, you were built to carry weight. You were built to climb mountains, not hide in valleys. Why are you really avoiding hard things? Let's be honest. It's not about the task being too difficult. It's not about lack of time or resources. It's not even about failure. It's about identity. You've convinced yourself that you're not the kind of person who does hard things. You've told yourself the story, I'm not disciplined. I'm just not built that way. I'm too damaged, too behind, too late. But what if that's not true? What if all that noise in your head is just fear in disguise? Fear of discomfort. Fear of transformation. Fear of facing yourself without the excuses. Because once you do, you can't hide anymore. And that's terrifying. But it's also where freedom begins. Hard things don't break you. They build you. It's not the pain that destroys people. It's avoiding it. It's years of running, numbing, avoiding the mirror. That's what leads to depression, anxiety, emptiness. Not the hard thing itself, because the hard thing has a purpose. It gives you weight. It gives you direction. It gives you meaning. And without meaning, you rot from the inside out. You can't Netflix your way out of emptiness. You can't scroll your way into purpose. You can't meditate your way out of weakness. You have to go through it. The fire, the struggle, the silence. And in that fire, you meet someone new. The version of you that was waiting to be born. The truth behind growth. There is no growth without pain. None. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying or selling you something. Muscles grow from tension. Wisdom grows from failure. Strength grows from pressure. Confidence grows from repetition through fear. Everything you want, everything you dream of becoming, It lives on the other side of a difficult decision. The question is, are you willing to face it? Or will you spend the rest of your life avoiding the very thing that could save you? We live in the most convenient era in history. Everything is fast, available, and effortless. We don't need to hunt for food. We tap a screen. We don't walk. We Uber. We don't build. We buy. We don't sit in silence. We scroll, binge, refresh. And yet, we're more anxious, depressed, and lost than ever. Why? Because we weren't built for constant ease. Ease may be pleasant, but it's not fulfilling. And without fulfillment, the soul begins to starve. The silent crisis of comfort. We've made everything easy, except being human. We've automated our world, but not our minds. We've made everything faster, but lost the ability to slow down. We're surrounded by noise, but disconnected from ourselves. And here's the most dangerous part. The easier life becomes, the weaker we become. Because we stop needing to stretch. We stop needing to try. We stop needing to face hard truths. We become addicted to softness, soft habits, soft thinking, soft responses. We say things like, I'm just not motivated. I'm overwhelmed. I'm too tired. But what we're really saying is, I haven't built the mental muscle to push through this, because no one taught us how. No one taught us that struggle is not the enemy. It's the forge. When you remove struggle, you remove strength. Imagine this. You find a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. You feel bad, so you cut the cocoon open to help. But without that struggle, its wings never strengthen. It emerges too soft, too weak to fly, and it dies. That's modern comfort. We're cutting the cocoon for everyone, with easy paths, quick fixes, emotional hand-holding. But what if struggle is the process? What if pain isn't a punishment, but a teacher? Comfort makes you a prisoner of yourself. Here's the trap. You choose comfort over challenge. You start feeling empty. You escape that emptiness with more comfort. You become weaker and even more afraid of effort. Repeat. The result? A life that looks fine on the outside, but feels hollow on the inside. You wake up with no fire. You dread the day before it begins. You fill the silence with noise. You chase dopamine, not direction. And worst of all, you forget what you're capable of. The cycle of avoidance. We're not just addicted to comfort. We're addicted to avoiding discomfort. Think about it. Why don't you start that workout plan? Why haven't you launched that idea? Why do you keep procrastinating? Why do you give up halfway? Because it's hard. Because it's uncomfortable. Because it demands energy you're not used to giving. But that's the trap. Avoiding discomfort doesn't protect you. It destroys you slowly. It drains your confidence. It whispers, maybe you're not good enough. It numbs you into submission. And you accept it. Because it's easier to stay numb than to feel the friction of growth. What modern life won't tell you, you've been told. Protect your peace. Don't overextend. Self-care is doing less. But self-care isn't always bubble baths and boundaries. Sometimes self-care is saying no to your excuses, dragging yourself out of bed before the sun rises, showing up to the gym when you're mentally wrecked, writing that chapter even when no one reads it, choosing growth over validation. The world is full of comfortable lies, and the most dangerous one is this. If it's hard, it must not be right. Wrong. If it's hard, it's probably exactly what you need. Real strength is built in silence. No applause, no praise, no spotlight. Just you, your will, and the grind. That's where the shift happens. When you stop needing motivation. When you stop asking for permission. When you stop waiting for the right feeling. And you just do the hard thing. Not because it feels good. Not because you want to. But because it's who you are now. The hidden cost of choosing easy. Let's be brutally honest. For every time you avoid the hard thing, you pay a price. You lose confidence. You shrink your identity. You become more dependent on external comfort. You start doubting your own word. And you begin to think, maybe I'm just not built for more. But you are. You've just never been trained. You've never been forced to fight, to struggle, to win back your self-respect. Why hard is the only way back. There's a beauty in doing hard things, not because they feel good in the moment, but because they wake you up. They remind you of your strength. They reconnect you with your instincts. They strip away the nonsense. There's clarity in the climb. There's purpose in the resistance. There's power in pushing yourself when you don't feel like it. Hard things make you honest. You can't fake discipline. You can't fake showing up daily. You can't fake doing the work when no one's watching. Real fulfillment requires effort. You want meaning, purpose, a deep sense of pride. You won't find it in ease. You won't find it in escape. You'll find it in the discomfort that pushes you to evolve. You'll find it in the moment right after you almost quit, but didn't. You'll find it in the slow, painful, consistent commitment to becoming better, even when no one claps. The hardest truth of all known stopping you but you, not your circumstances, not your past, not your lack of motivation, not your boss, your ex, your childhood, your genetics, you, your habits, your choices, your refusal to face the hard thing. And that truth, it either crushes you or liberates you. Because if you're the problem, you're also the solution. Let's be clear. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. And your habits? They are rooted in your identity. If you keep telling yourself, I'm just not disciplined. I always give up. I've never been that kind of person. Then your brain listens. And worse, it obeys. Because identity is the foundation. You can't build a strong life on a weak story about who you are. So let's rewrite that story. Who are you without the lies? Not the version shaped by your failures. Not the one defined by your past. Not the one other people projected onto you. Who are you? When you're honest? When you stop making excuses? When you strip away the noise? Because here's the brutal truth. Your identity is not fixed. It's a choice you make every day. And if you can choose weakness, fear, and laziness, you can also choose strength, courage, and grit. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about becoming who you were meant to be, before the world convinced you otherwise. Action changes identity. We've been taught to think backwards. Once I believe in myself, then I'll take action. Wrong. Take action, and belief follows. Every time you do something hard, you cast a vote for the kind of person you want to become. You don't need to feel strong to act strong. You don't need to feel brave to act brave. You act, and then you become. It's not fake, it's transformation. Replace your self-talk, replace your life. Your thoughts are instructions. Your brain is listening. If you constantly say, I can't handle this, I'm too tired, I'll never change, your mind obeys. But if you train yourself to say, this is hard, but I'm harder. I've done worse and survived. One more rep, one more page, one more minute. Now you're writing a different script. You're not just surviving, you're becoming. Are you living as the person you admire? Picture the strongest version of yourself, the one who shows up no matter what, the one who doesn't need motivation, the one who pushes through resistance, the one who lives with intention, not emotion. Now ask yourself, are your current choices aligned with that version? If not, why not? Because that version isn't imaginary. That's you, minus the fear, minus the laziness, minus the lies. You don't need to find yourself. You need to build yourself. Start with one. Small win transformation doesn't start with a grand gesture. It starts with a simple decision. Wake up when your alarm goes off. Go to the gym, even if it's for 10 minutes. Put your phone down and write one paragraph. Say no to junk and yes to real fuel. Choose one uncomfortable thing and finish it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Because consistency builds confidence. And confidence? That's what rewires identity. Break the victim mentality. Life is hard. That's true. You've had it rough. Maybe that's true too. But none of it gives you permission to stay weak. You're not special because of your suffering. You're special because of your response to it. Every excuse is a chain, and every time you say, "It's not my fault," you hand over the key. But the moment you say, "It's on me, and I can fix it," you take that key back. That's the moment things change. That's the moment you reclaim power. Resistance is your compass. There's a reason the hard thing feels hard. It's the edge of your growth. If it wasn't hard, it wouldn't change you. If it didn't hurt, it wouldn't heal you. If it wasn't uncomfortable, it wouldn't wake you up. So the next time you feel resistance, don't run. Follow it. Let resistance be your guide. Scared to speak? Speak. Hate the gym? Go. Afraid to be alone? Sit in silence. Struggle with discipline? Build a system. Lean into the thing that terrifies you, because that's where your future is waiting. Who you become in the climb. No one becomes great by avoiding pain. No one becomes unbreakable by staying safe. No one becomes powerful by staying small. You become unstoppable by showing up. Tired, scared, uncertain, but showing up. That's the moment of separation. When others quit, you keep going. When others complain, you get to work. When others hide, you rise. Not because it's easy, not because you feel like it, but because that's who you are now. You are who you prove yourself to be, not what you say, not what you post, not what you wish for, but what you do every single day. When it's hard, when it's boring, when no one sees, when no one claps. That's where identity is forged. And if you want to become the kind of person who does hard things, you have to do hard things. Over and over. Until it's not hard anymore. Until it's just you. Stack your wins. Build your core. You don't build mental strength by thinking about it. You build it like a wall, brick by brick. One early morning. One cold shower. One ignored craving. One completed workout. One honest conversation. One goal reached after 50 failures. Stack them. Let them become your story. Let them become your spine. Let them remind you who you are when everything else crumbles. Because storms will come. Life will test you. People will fail you. But if your identity is strong, you will not fall. Let's ask something uncomfortable. Are you willing to grind for years with no applause? To wake up every day and do the hard thing, even when no one notices, even when no one cares, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere? because that's what the long game demands. Everyone wants the results. Few want the process. We all want the body, the money, the discipline, the peace, the respect. But we rarely want what it takes. The lonely nights, the early mornings, the rejections, the criticism, the silence after showing up every day. Doing hard things isn't a sprint. It's a quiet, thankless marathon. And the reason most people fail, they quit too soon. Master the boring days. You know the days. No motivation, no external rewards, just repetition and silence. That's where the greats are made. Not on stage, but in solitude. Not in victory, but in preparation. Anyone can show up when it's fun. But can you show up when it's boring? Can you work when no one is watching? Can you grind when your heart isn't in it? Because the results aren't found in the extremes. They're built in the mundane. The compound interest of discipline. Success isn't a lightning strike. It's a slow burn. A collection of small, hard choices made daily. Every time you say no to distraction, train when tired, read when you could scroll, speak truth when it costs you, you are investing. You might not see the returns tomorrow, or next week, or even this year. But the day will come when the interest explodes, and people will call it luck. They won't see the years of silence, the days you wanted to quit, the battles no one knew you were fighting. But you'll know. You earned every inch of it. Are you willing to be ignored? This one stings. Can you handle being invisible, putting in the work, and getting none of the credit? You show up, no applause. You improve, no recognition. You change, and no one notices. That's when most people fold. But not you. Because you're not doing this to be seen. You're doing it to become someone. You're not chasing validation. You're chasing evolution. Brick by brick, even when it hurts. Think about this. What if you worked for 365 days straight and saw no progress? Would you still show up on day 366? Most people wouldn't. And that's exactly why they lose. Because progress isn't always visible. Growth isn't always loud. And the hardest part of transformation is trusting it's happening when nothing seems to be changing. But you're building something deeper. Grit, endurance, patience, humility. The kind of strength that doesn't fade. The door that opens on day 1000. What if your breakthrough isn't today? What if it's on day 1000? And what if you quit on day 999? You'd never know how close you were. That's the long game. It's not about crushing it every day. It's about not quitting. On the days you feel crushed. You don't win by being perfect. You'll never be normal again. After this journey, after choosing the hard things, after walking through fire, you'll never go back. You won't fit in with the comfortable. You won't relate to the complainers. You won't tolerate the small-minded, because you've tasted power. And once you taste it, there's no turning back. The life you want is on the other side of difficulty. Here's the final truth. The life you dream of, it's not behind hacks, ease, or luck. It's behind everything you've been avoiding. Waking up earlier, being alone with your thoughts, having hard conversations, facing your fears, staring down rejection, embracing discipline when no one is watching. It's hard, but it's also beautiful. It's where meaning lives. It's where power begins. It's where peace becomes unshakable. You don't need permission. Don't wait. Not for motivation, not for the right time, not for someone to believe in you. You've waited long enough. The time is now. The place is here. The one is you. Choose the hard path and never look back. You weren't born to coast. You were born to climb, to struggle, to rise, to fall, to rise again, stronger. The world won't hand it to you. So go take it. Do the hard thing. Not someday. Not soon. Today.